Welcome to today's webinar presented by TriStar. TriStar being the largest PTC reseller in North America. This webinar will be recorded and will be posted at TriStar Resource Center at www.tristar.com. Click on the Resource Center on the top right of the page. This is Bassam Najar. I'm an application engineer at TriStar. We'll be presenting this webinar featuring core enhancement in Creo 3 and sneak peek to Creo 4. Before we start, there are some special offers from TriStar you can take advantage of before the end of September. First one is to get one mobile Dell workstation with one seat of PTC Creo for as low as $3,000. Also, you can save on virtual certified training, save on subscription for up to 80% when you trade your old license today against any new subscription license. Finally, save with ANSYS simulation license. To get advantage of any of those offers, please contact your TriStar rep as soon as possible. Today's agenda will include highlights of some of the core modeling enhancement in Creo 3, also the Big 3 extension in Creo 3, Unite Technology, Intelligent Fastener extension, IFX, and Design Exploration extension, DEX. And then we'll go over a few quick points that expected to come with Creo 4 in the upcoming version of Creo from PTC. So the first productivity improvement, the new getting started experience. Now fully redesigned help experience. So the help content is now available on the web and searchable via Google. So user no need anymore to install this locally. Also, there's over 100 what's new videos available in addition to new tutorials and the existing learning exchange content. For a new user, a dedicated set of getting started tutorial has been added, including step-by-step instruction and downloadable models. All this will be available when you in the first page when you start your Creo. All the links and tutorials and videos, you can access it from that page. The graphic enhancement, support for realistic materials, also HDR support in shade with reflection. HDR is high dynamic range. Image support now it's available and supported. The ambient occlusion is supported, which improves realism by darkening area in the model in which light is blocked. And as you can see in these two images, this one the ambient is off and this one the ambient is on, and there's a big difference in the quality of the graphic display. So all these additional enhancements in the graphic is available with Creo, so without the need for additional software or extension. Additional orientation in the standard list, which is a view normal. Now, if you have a datum or a surface or an edge in an angle, and it's hard to orient your model to that normal to that surface or datum. Now you can use view normal and select that surface or datum, and Creo will orient your model accordingly. The analysis enhancement include a new connection analysis to check if the surfaces has G2 continuity or tangency G1 or just sharing the boundary. Also, there is a 3D thickness check. This is a new functionality that enable users to understand the thickness of their design. This functionality is particularly useful in the design of plastic parts and give you a nice indication where you're violating your minimum thickness, and it's all color coded. Enhancement in the draft analysis tool. Now it's more realistic display using a three color to present your analysis, draft analysis. A new enhancement in the config.pro options to prevent versioning. What that means is you can turn off the versioning and not saving every iteration when you do hit save on your model, and that's useful when you work with a limited size storage hard drive, so you don't need to keep purging your file to get rid of all the old version or iteration. This work only when you not using Windshield PDM link, because Windshield PDM link control this versioning iteration every time you check in the model into Windshield. One of the exciting and good enhancement is the automated window activation. Now when you have more than one window open in your sessions, you don't need to use Control A to activate your window so you can work on it. Simply click on the window you want to work on it, and you are right in business activated. And this is good when you use multiple screen and you have each window in one screen, and you can switch back and forth just by clicking on those windows and start working on that model immediately. Another enhancement is the right mouse button commands, using more of the icons, and also you can customize it, enable, disable, and reorder your commands based on your need. Also, there's an enhancement in the reference pattern. Now you can reference pattern from any member, where before you had to locate the first instance of your pattern and add your feature or changes to that instant in order to be able to use reference pattern. Now you can add, for example, here they added the round feature to any of this instance or member in the family in the pattern, and they can use take advantage of the reference pattern. New surfacing tools, the Cordell round. This is a new functionality driven by users, enabling the creation of constant width round even in the most challenging situation. Normally, when you want to do a round feature between curved features or curved surfaces, the round feature will not be the radius of the round feature will not be constant all along that round, but using the Cordell will make it constant and same radius all along. Read-only feature have a group in the model tree with lock icon, which prevent other from modifying those features accidentally or intentionally. The draft angle, it's been increased from 30 degree to 89.9 degree. That's a huge increase, but I guess it's useful for many users. The spinal bend now uses much more new modern dashboard user interface, which make it much easier to control the X section property without relationship or without relations. This spinal bend is you can bend your entire model using blind distance or up to reference. One of the other big enhancement is the new edit reference that display the missing reference. So now, before when you do changes to your one of the features, maybe deleting an entity in your sketch without realizing that this entity is used in another feature as a reference, so you will end up with missing reference. And before Creo 3, you won't know what the missing reference is, whether it's a datum, edge, axis, point. You have to guess, or most likely you won't get it from the first time, or you have to open an old iteration in order to find out how that feature was, what reference that feature was using. But now, when you do the edit reference, which you used to call reroute, it will not only tell you there is a missing reference, but also it will highlight what and where that reference was. So I'm just gonna do some quick demos here for these couple of those enhancements. For example, I have here this wheel, and as you see here, I have this pattern for this groups, for whole group. So now I don't need to go here and check which one is the first instant. I just randomly pick any one, and I want to do for example, a round. Do a round here, round feature, and 0.02, and then accept. Now I can right-click and say pattern, and it will automatically recognize as a reference pattern, and I just click complete, and as you see, that round is patterned all around the other instance. And also you can just pick any of those and you edit it without the need to select the base instance. So it doesn't accept that number. There you go. So you don't need to find out which one is your base base instance. Now the other thing I want to show you here is I want to do a round feature on this edge, and if you see here how my round doesn't look continuous or the same radius. It's narrower here than here, so I can go to set and use Cardell, and as you can see, it's all continuous, the same radius all around this the entire round feature. So, also, I think I have here, for example, again, I have this datum in an angle, and I want to orient my view, my model normal to that. So now this is new. I can just hit view normal and select that, and it's automatically orient my model to that datum or that surface. Next, I will show you the spinal bend enhancement. So I have this model. I can just do the engineer spinal bend, and it's asking me for the datum or for the SP line, and then I'll select the model. As you can see, this is the dashboard. It's much easier. It gives you the preview before you commit. You can also lock the length to whatever the flat one was, or you can just leave it to extend to the same distance or to the same end point. Other thing I want to show you here is the missing reference, the draft and the missing reference. We have this model. For example, I can do, if I want to do a draft here along this edge, if you see the angle is increased up to 89.9, used to be maximum 30 for the draft. Now, the other thing I want to show you is if, let's say, I want to do changes to this feature, modify it, and I just deleted this round shape because I want to bring another 8-sided octagon. Put scale to 1 and complete, and it's going to tell me there is some features failing because missing reference, and as you can see, it's highlight which features are missing. So if I go right-click, this is the edit reference, which used to be reorder, I think we said. So as you can see, I have this missing reference. If I click on it, it will highlight what was that reference, which I know it's a axis. So all I need to do is select a new axis for that. Reference, and it will update my my model and fix it. Same thing if I go to edit definition. I can just if I click it, show me which edge was I need to select an edge. So I just pick that, and here you go. It's updated. The pattern also, if I do edit, telling me I need this reference. Before, just tell you there is a missing reference. You just don't know what to pick. What it's sometimes you can guess, but not every time it's gonna you're gonna get it right from the first time. So again, this one here, I'm just gonna replace it with this. And here you go. I fix my all my model after I change one feature and failed the entire model. All right, so that's for the presentation. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. All right. Some other enhancement, like and trim the surface. When you do a copy paste, you can copy paste this surface and then trim it as you want. It will. It's very useful to easily understand and manipulate imported surface reference. Also, the flatten quilt. Now you can flatten non-rectangular quilt or quilt or solid geometry. Used to be only rectangular, so you can have much more complicated shapes to flatten. Next, also boundary blend. Boundary blend tool. It has been enhanced to generate higher quality degree 5 surface, and this tool also have improved connection and continuity. There's no more menu manager for the copy, reorder, insert mode feature. Went to more with the dashboard or ribbon group and the operation group in the ribbon. So these are, I picked just a few of those enhancements. There is a lot more. There is enhancements in the sheet metal. There is enhancement in the assemblies, and just for the time sake, we won't be able to go all over all this. Next, one of the big extension is the Unite technology. There's two business use case for Unite technology. The first one is consolidate, and the second one is collaboration. The consolidation is enable organization to standardize on PTC Creo in a cost-effective manner. The collaboration enable organization to work more effectively with internal and external partner using various CAD system. So what that mean is, before you have the import only option, when you bring you cannot to open a file with from a different CAD software other than PTC software like SolidWorks, CATIA, and NX. You used to have to import it and convert those files to .prt or .asm before you can use it in your assembly. Well, now you can just do open, and it will bring your file in that native format without the converted to .prt. Now, when we are talking about conversion, it's not feature to feature. It's just the format. So in your model tree, you will see that native format, which is SolidWorks or NX or CATIA. Now, the first two comes free with Creo 3. The other two, the second two, which is automatically update. So now, once you bring your file or your SolidWorks or NX to your assembly, if that vendor modified or updated that file, what you're going to do? Do you have to do the work all over? If you have done some modification to that file using the flex modeling or something? So now with this extension, additional cost extension, it's going to provide you with automatically update. You just bring the new file, put it in your directory, and Creo will recognize it and update without the need to redo anything you have done. And we're going to see a quick demo for that. And the other one is you can save as your files in other format like SolidWorks, NX, and CATIA. Again, this is not going to be a feature-to-feature save as, just going to give you file extension without the need to convert it to IGES or step file and go back for somebody else to do that for you when you get your file. Also, you just can open it, and then if you have the extension, you can save it as and send it back to the vendor or share it with somebody else who does not have Creo. So just to demonstrate the difference between import and open. The import, that's what we had in Creo 2, but now in Creo 3 you can just you have the open as well. So let's say I have these files. See, with the import, they have to be converted to PTC or Creo parts or assemblies before I can add it to my assembly. Where and that's if I wanna, and then if I wanna just update one of the file using flex modeling, but I still have to convert all the files. Even if I just want to change one of those or update one of those files. Where when you use the open, you bring those files in that native format in your assembly, and then you convert the one that you want to change only to .prt or .asm, and then you modify it. So I think that's a big improvement or a big enhance additional that save you time and effort to collaborate with other softwares. So now, as I said, you open your files in their native format and add them to your assembly, and later on the vendor or supplier send you a new model for that particular files. You just bring it in, put it in your directory, and Creo will recognize it and update your assembly accordingly without the need to do any modification or rework in your assembly. Same thing if you have a CATIA or if you have an NX file. The other piece is we talked about the save as. If you have that additional extensions, for example, if you want to normally save as to SolidWorks, you need to get the extension for the SolidWorks. If you have the CATIA, you need the extension for the CATIA, and it will save your that assembly to that format. I'm going to do a quick demo here. So I know we passed the time. We started late, so I hope you guys can continue and stay with me a little longer. So in here, I'm gonna open this assembly, a wheel assembly, and as you can see, I already have some sub-assembly and parts in other format, like this one is the SolidWorks, this one also SolidWorks assembly, this is CATIA, this is NX part. As you can see, they have also different icons to show you it's different than it's not a Pro E, and you don't need to convert it because we're not changing any of these. I just keep them in there. So, and then when I need to change them, I'll show you how it's going to automatically ask you to update it, to convert it. So I'm going to bring another part in a SolidWorks part for the brake rotor, and I just gonna assemble it as you assemble any CAD, any Creo. There you go. Use this constraint. So now it's constraint, and as you can see, it is just with that native format. Now, before we had to import it, or you have to create a new .prt or assembly, and then you import your SolidWorks. As you can see, it's going to convert it, and you're going to you have to manage another format, which is the .prt, and you have to use this in your model, where with the open, you just simply you will open your assemble or open your the native format in your assembly. So now let's see, if I want to do some modification to this quickly, I'm going to activate this, and I'm going to say I want to recognize using the model flex modeling. If you have that, this is a cut and this is a pattern. So as you can see, this is same as Creo 2, but it recognizes it as a pattern for me. Now I want to do a move with the dragger. As you can see here, now I'm editing this file or feature in this file. It's asking me to convert. That's what we were talking about. You don't need to convert your file until you want to really change it. And as you can see, all the others native format remain as it is. Only this one was converted. So I'm going to activate this again. And go to the flex modeling. We select that edge, make it cut and move. And in the option, I'm going to select the entire pattern because I want to edit the entire pattern here and just rotate it, as you can see here. Now I did update my file, and let's say after I did that, the supplier said, you know what, I have a new version. We're going to go with the round, smooth round outside edge instead of this curvy one. So what he just sent me that, I'm just going to copy it and paste it in my folder. Just update the one I have, which is the, as you can see, it was the native file. And from here, I will just go to operate ATB and check the status. It's going to tell me there is a new file for that. I can just say, you know, update it, and it's updated my file, and I did not lose the changes that I just did to those cuts. It's similar if you had assembled another, like for example, if you assembled bolts here using that router as a reference, it will not, these hardware will not fail by missing reference because it's going to recognize it. So that's the, and then if you have the extension, you can save as and to any format that you have extension for. For example, I want to save it as SolidWorks assembly. Here I have my SolidWorks assembly. And actually, if I save it, just want to show you quickly. I want to do SolidWorks assembly, export, and it should save all those files in that format. So if I open it again in that, go to SolidWorks assembly, where's SolidWorks assembly? Let's use show all, and it is this guy. There you go. There you go. As you can see, it saved everything in that SolidWorks format. All right. So that's, if we go back to the presentation, PowerPoint. This is a quick or a table show you what comes with the free and what you need extension for, and what's included and what's not, or what's supported and what's not. So as you can see, these two are free. The open and import, update and export, which is save as, are additional extension. The other additional extension is the Intelligent Fastener. This is huge. If you are using assemblies with a lot of hardware, I know I had once when I was working as a designer, I did a unit with over 1,000 model in it. Most of them were hardware and bolts and nuts and washers, different sizes. And this Intelligent Fastener extension, it's going to give you a very easy to use window, with a big library. Also, this has two version license. There's one, the light one is free, comes with Creo, which has less in the library. But if you purchase the full version, not only it's a bigger library, but also you can customize and you can add to it. Also, this Intelligent Fastener IFX not only add the hardwares, but also calculate. So if you did any changes to your model, you can just simply go and ask the Creo to calculate and put the correct length hardware for you. But not only that, but also if there is no hole in your model, but you want to add, you decided to add a hardware, you can have the IFX to drill the holes for you to that specific size, to that hardware. And if you have the full version, you can also get rid of the external reference from between the part and the assembly where you are assembling those fastener. It's really powerful extension if you use a lot of fasteners. So the way it works, you define the position where you want to put your hardware by using either datum point or axes, or even you can select a free point with the reference to edges or anything, and then it will add your hardware to that point. And then you select the plane location where the screw head and also where the other end for the nut head, or if it's a threaded hole. And then you start defining your hardware from the library, and as you can see, you can add washers to one side, both sides. You can add counter bore. It's all, by just clicking on those options, it automatically added to the hole, and it's all done automatically. It's really save a lot of time if you are working with fastener. So as I said, it's automatically calculate the fastener length to create the holes at the part level. And if you have the full version, you will we will have no external reference to the assembly. And and then it will assemble the hardware for you. And if you selected a datum point or a datum axis and that was part of a pattern, it will recognize that pattern and will prompt you to select if you want to add the fasteners, same fasteners to the entire pattern for you, just so you don't need to, or it will add it as a pattern, or if you want to add it to all these locations, but as a separate assembled, instance, or like not as a pattern, just different groups of fasteners in each location. Now, after you do changes to your design, you can check if your fasteners are long enough or they are too long. If your holes aligned with the fasteners. Again, these are the two that the checking tools are in the full version only. So this is what you expect with your light version or the full version. As you can see, that you cannot create hole without external reference with the light, but you can do it with the full version. I'm just gonna do a quick demo here. Say that. Open. And I have this assembly, and I want to add fasteners to this where I have these this axes. So I go to Tools, select. You can do screws or pin, dual pin, and you can select by point or axis, or you can just use a free point. So I'm going to use that. I want it to be on that. My screw head will be on this surface. My other side will be this surface. And as you can see, it points the arrow for those surfaces and then give you this user interface. You can select the category, the catalog, which type, and then what screws you want. I'm just going to select that. The thread size. We'll get to the length. You can add the length, or you can have it. Actually, we can do it here. You can click on the preview, although you can see the changes here, but also you can preview it on your model directly as well. So it calculates that. I want to add a washer here, a washer on the other side, and you can select what washer. You can add two washers, for example, one spring, one flat, and then what type of nut do you want. Also, you can add a counter bore on one side or both sides. So now I did all these changes. I want to change, fix the length of that screw. So simply I just click on this and it will update it for me. If I add another counter bore here, as you can see now it's too long. I just click it and fix the length for me. So, and as you can see, it recognizes this axis as a pattern. So it's asking me, give me these three options. So I'm just going to select pattern, fastener, and all these hardware, ball, screw, washers, and nut got assembled and patterned all in one shot. And then, going to do a quick one here. Select this. the surface and the surface, and then I'll just select the default. Again, recognize as a pattern, add it to there, and then let's say I want to edit, or somebody edited this cover. And this as 30. Now, what's going to happen to my fasteners here? I can just go to my tool and do check screw fasteners, and it will tell me if there's anything that is not correct, or I can just say, calculate it and update the entire fasteners for me. So, and again, if I want to just change, as you can see, they are just separated files, just like you did all these assemblies and patterns and group all in one shot. Imagine how much work you need to do all this. So this is really, I think, a very powerful addition to Creo. Next, I know it went too much in the time. So let's see here. The last big three, oh, these are we talked about all these advantage of using the intelligent fastener extension. The last big three is the design exploration. It's really another big thing which allow you to have like a sandbox in your model to explore different design without the need to keep save as and move it to different folders, because you want different design or different changes, but you are not ready to commit to any of those yet. So you just want to explore them, and then you pick one of those. So before you had to create a different version of those in a different folder, because otherwise it will overwrite one and the other. With this design exploration, if you are using, for example, Windchill, you can check out that revision 8.2, and you start explore those different design options, and you can add checkpoints for those that you can switch between one, go back and forth between them to do your design review, to do analysis or whatever. And then once you are ready to select one of those designs, you can use that and check it back in to get your, as you can see here, checkpoint 6 was selected, checked back into Windchill as the final design, but you still will not lose any of these other checkpoints, because it's going to save everything in this .tmz file, and you can even check in this .tmz file in your Windchill if you are using Windchill. So let me quickly show you how that works. So I'm just going to open my wrench that we used earlier. Wrench. So I'm going to start my design exploration session. And you can give it a name. For now, I'm just going to keep that name. You can add any name. So now, let's say I want to do my first change, which is the spinal bend, and I want to select that, then tire model, and I'm going to leave the lock length unchecked for this one, and then I can add it as a checkpoint. Again, I can give a name. Now I want to do modify this and make it lock length. So and then I can finish that and then add a new checkpoint for me. Now I want to go back to the flat one and do some additional changes to that one, but I don't want to mess up with these two checkpoints. So I can go back here. I can do, like, for example, change the height on this one, and then just add a checkpoint at that point. As you can see, it's just a branch the checkpoint for me instead of you know, I'm not going to lose. I still can go to my checkpoint 2 or checkpoint 3, or I can go back here. I can even continue with my changes, and maybe I want to change this, and then add it as a checkpoint over here. And as you can see, just go between one to the other till you decide which one, and that's what you can commit here to be your final design. And you can, exit and come back again anytime. So that's the design exploration extension. Final thing is what's to expect in Creo 4. There's 3 big enhancement, or you will notice. The first one is productivity. Big change in how interact with models. It's going to be using a lot of mini toolbars, selection, and at the end it's going to significantly reduce the mouse clicks and travel, just so you can get do your work much faster fashion. The other enhancement is going to be more about model-based enterprise. A lot of companies now, they moving away from the 2D drawings. They believe that the 3D is more efficient if we can fully and correctly annotate your model. Because the 2D drawings give you a lot of allow a lot of assumptions, and in many cases it's not really clear. So Creo 4 will give you all the tools that you can do fully annotate your 3D model, and you can check if your model matching or according to the standards.
The other enhancements gonna be on the 3D printing. For many years, the last 20 years probably, the 3D printing was mainly used for quick prototype, but nowadays the 3D printing it's even used with the final in the production part as a production part. So now Creo 4 will allow you to analyze and design your complex lattice structure that the 3D printers usually use to do the printing. So Creo will help you analyze and get more accurate 3D printing for if you want to use it for production part.
This concludes our webinar. Sorry for exceeding the time limit of the webinar and not having time to answer any of the questions. Please feel free to forward your question to your TriStar rep, and we'll try to respond as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to contact your TriStar rep to take advantage of any of the new special offers we have running at this time. Thank you very much.